I think it's gonna matter in this case because Brown has outplayed him in every series. Like if this was the only series Brown outplayed him, I mean, even
Mm.
it is the finals, but if this was the only one that he could really just say, "Oh yeah, I outplayed you," it'd be like, okay, but Tatum was the clear cut guy the other 3 rounds. But since it's like, bruh, Tatum has already been struggling this whole playoffs. I mean, you put his struggling numbers on some guys, you like, man, you had a pretty good postseason. But for a guy that Tatum is supposed to be, it's like, no, this ain't number one. No, this is not number one stats. It's like if Tatum was the clear cut number 2 guy, we'd be like, he had a solid run. His shooting was still kind of hit and miss there. And in the finals, it's just been terrible. But um, since you're supposed to be a number one, it's like it's not acceptable. Now, I also want to say this though, because in the finals, Brown has been better, but let's stop acting like Brown has been out there going crazy.
Yeah.
They just
I,
been good. They've been so good as a team. It's like it's hard. Like this, other than Andre Iguodala in recent years, this is gonna be probably the worst Finals MVP. I don't care who they give it to.
Dang.
There's a simple comparison,
Like
real
he only
quick, between
averaging like he averaging like no
1 point
disrespect, and
more.
it's gonna be a random guy to throw out there, but he's averaging like Kenyon Martin numbers in the Lakers series, minus the
Whoa,
rebounds. Like he averaging like
whoa.
22 points, 21 points, maybe 5 rebounds, maybe six, like maybe 5, 6 assists. Like it ain't like he. Those are not final MVP numbers.
Okay,
Name
I'm
me
gonna give
another
y'all the
final.
stats real quick. Jaylen Brown is at 21, 5 and 5, 2 steals, 1 block, and he's shooting 49 from the field, 24 from three. Tatum, he's at 20 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and he's shooting 37 from the field, 29 from three. So it's really not a big difference, like you said, but it's the 49% from the
I finna
field versus
say
the 37.
that's a
That's
big
Tatum
just
difference.
refuses to stop throwing up them threes, man.
I didn't
me personally.
realize. I didn't realize Brown was shooting that bad from three though.
I didn't either.
Mm.
I think that a lot of it came from
Well,
four,
I do know Game Three,
but
his 3 point shooting wasn't that great, and in Game Four he shot bad. So yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I just think the games that they won when they got out to the dominant 3-0 lead, a lot of that was Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday. A lot of it. I think Drew Holiday just because he's not gonna have the counting stats. But if his counting stats was a little closer to Tatum and Brown, he damn near would have been in the finals MVP conversation. And that'll be some real Iguodala controversy right there. But I just think if your second option sweep the conference finals MVP and the finals MVP, like you said, Ray, he was the best Celtic throughout the whole playoffs. It's just absolutely crazy. And I just think that's Chris. I'm interested to hear what you go say about this. But I think this is one of the finals where these finals really don't mean nothing. Really, nobody's really gaining nothing from this finals if the Celtics win the way that they're winning currently. Yes, we're gonna be like the Jays got a chip, but it's gonna be like Tatum still kind of where he is. I think Jaylen Brown is the only one. Him and Drew Holiday. I think people might look at Drew Holiday a little different. But I think Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday are probably the only people where this changes anything for. Am I tripping on that?
I'll throw Al Horford in there too because he finally got his ring. But
That's just a guy getting a ring. We
you
should be
know, Chip.
happy for him.
Yeah, a chip is a chip, man.
He might retire.
Yeah, he
Me
probably
too.
retire after this. Chip is a chip, man. Like you win a chip, that means something. Like, and we're gonna look back at this. We still gonna say Jason Tatum got a chip, Jaylen Brown got a chip. Like that's all we really gonna be saying. Yes, it wasn't the best as far as dominating whatever, but you won. It don't matter necessarily. Your job is to win. As far as elevating yourself and as far as you know ranking amongst players or all-time performances, stuff like that, No, maybe not. This may not
But
be
that
the chance to Tatum
matters.
again.
Basketball is one of the most individual sports. Hey man, we call ourselves Hoopish New Orleans. We say we put basketball in proper perspective. Jason Tatum is shooting 37 from the field, and he's shooting in the 20s from three. He's averaging only 20 points. When the last time have we seen a clear-cut top 5 player average 20 points in the finals on this terrible of efficiency? He's not changing.
LeBron James.
But see, they didn't win. And we damn
But they
near
was
done.
in the finals.
But see, that affected his legacy negatively. I'm saying this not going to, if Jason Tatum win, it's not going to affect his legacy negatively, but it's not going to be as positive as people think from my perspective. My personal perspective,
So
me
you
watching.
don't think going forward people gonna question his validity as being the number one guy?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So it is
Yes.
gonna affect him negatively.
Oh, well, see. Yeah.
Because right
But
now,
then it's like,
Well,
before this finals, people was like, man, Brown can have that Eastern Conference Final MVP because Tatum gonna go crazy in the finals. We know he gonna show who the real number one is. I mean, Passy. He came out game 3 on fire, but that's the only time we actually seen him just show like, hey, I'm the best guy on the court.
he still didn't shoot good from three.
Well, in that first, that's why I said he started off the game on fire. But
I just think Tatum's just one of the most unique stories we ever seen in the NBA. I honestly think he's a good overall player, but I think his front office has been amazing. The rosters he's been having has been amazing, and I think he's been benefiting from that. In terms of player for player, bro, he's just not good enough, man.
he's
In
Magic
terms,
Johnson without the greatness.
bro, don't compare him to no Magic Johnson, bro.
That's
I,
did you not? I said he's Magic without the great. Like Magic had all the right tools put in front of him from day one, but Magic also had greatness inside of him. Tatum is showing I'm a very good player. He not showing you if he was a great player, first of all, Boston would have been dominating. If he was if he
facts.
was a standalone great player on the teams he's had, they would have been dominating the NBA. It wouldn't have been close.
And that's my problem. Why can't the basketball community accept that? Why can't we accept that? Just because he winning?
Because they make all these excuses for him, or they just say it's why would you expect him to win yet? Nobody else would win yet. That's hard for me to say because when you gave Dwayne Wade a team in his early years, he won. So when you're great and you have a team, you win. That's how it's supposed to be.
I mean, Wade has always been a touchy subject on that because when you got a ref who literally comes out and says, "I
But
rigged
he
the
still was great.
series."
He still was great in that playoffs, though.
I know, but
They whole playoff run, he
Hey,
still was great
the
though.
first couple games he was shaking in that finals, and all of a
No,
sudden he
no,
started
I'm
going
just saying the
ballistic.
whole run.
He wasn't putting up that number though. That boy went from averaging about like 28 to 37.
yeah,
That's
that
crazy.
that
But he
was crazy.
averaged 28, 6 and 6, two and a half steals, and he averaged a block for the whole run. And he shot 50 from
That's
the
that
field,
fine,
38
bro.
from
I don't
three.
think you understand how them finals boosted his stats a lot more. He averaged
Okay.
37 in the finals.
Let me see. Real quick, because I think the Dwayne Wade thing is a little interesting to me. The first round, Dwayne Wade was 25, 7, and 5, 2 steals, 1 block
I'm not taking
against.
nothing, bro. I'm not taking nothing away from Wade. I know what he was. I'm just saying that when people use that finals as an example, it's like I mean a ref literally went to prison for that.
I know, but I'm still saying he still was the guy throughout the whole
Oh
playoff run,
yeah,
not just the finals. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not denying that.
Because then in round 2, he was 28, 7, and 6, 2.5 steals. Like, boy was he was getting busy, bro. 49 from the field, 67 from 3.
My only other
So
question when it comes to that was how many games was that reffing during?
Ah.
That's the
Mhm.
that's always been on my mind. Like I know he didn't just ref the finals. Like what other games did he ref during that playoff run? Not just for Wade,
Yeah.
but just in general. I'm like,
Yeah.
bruh, I want to look at everybody
Nah.
questionable that was a part of that.
Nah,
Yeah.
Ray, I ain't going. Then round 3, Wade was at 27, 6, 5, 2 steals, 2 blocks. That boy was going crazy. The whole run. So he was legit started. The finals a little bit murky. We know that, but yeah, because in the finals he was averaging 30, 35, 8 and
That's
4, 3 steals and I'm like that's the outlier. That's ridiculous.
you get to the
But
finals and all of a sudden he just do everything now. So
He was getting to that foul line just like every
yeah.
time he was getting the Michael Jordan treatment.
okay, so put yourself in the position of Jaylen Brown. If he do get a conference finals MVP, how should he approach his role going into the future? Should he eventually look to leave Boston, or should he just be happy with winning?
Brown?
Yeah.
Do it like
Uh
I say have Bird, McHale, and Parrish all embrace each other. They all end up being Hall of Famers.
But it's like
Bird was the
it was
clear
never
cut
in
number one
doubt.
guy, but
Yeah.
the difference is Bird, Bird let it be known, like I'm going to show up when I have to show up. You ain't got to even question that. The difference is, I think now, I think in this playoff run, the one thing that we've been overlooking is how Tatum and Brown have learned to just embrace one another. Everybody been saying, "Oh, he's the one. He's the first option. He's the second option." When you actually watch Boston play, they both get the same amount of touches. It's times
But
where Tatum get the rest, and they say, "Okay, Brown, you can go off, go crazy." It's time with Brown getting the rest. Okay, Tatum, it's your time. Like you go out there and do what you want to do. Whether you want to facilitate or go out there and look for your own stuff. I think it's just the media now that's still kind of behind. But I feel like they've already established like it ain't no I'm first option, he's second option. We 1A, 1B. It's times where I let him get it going. He's times he let me get it going. That's how I feel like that's what they established in this
but
playoff run. I think that's why it's been working better because in the past it was like almost like Brown was walking on eggshells, so he didn't overstep his boundaries, or he felt like you know what, I don't. Oh, I'm taking too many shots. I need to let Tatum start doing stuff. He's supposed to be the number one guy. So I feel
mhm.
like this playoff run, they finally figured it out. Like, bruh, let's stop overthinking and just go out there and play.
I think it's so shaky when you got guys that's literally on the even playing field. They about even. But you still get Jason Tatum gets the number one defender. Jaylen Brown just gets it. You were saying it earlier in the series, right? Tatum get
No, I
all
said,
the attention on defense. So
I
it's
mean,
like
have you not noticed though in this series too? Even Brown been playing better, but they still throwing a double edge on Tatum. Let them do that. If they want to be
I
dumb
don't
enough to
know,
do that,
man.
and I'm destroying my matchup 1-on-1, but y'all want to double team him, okay. What like
Mm.
how is that going to affect me? That's affecting y'all. Y'all the one
I get
losing.
so
Mhm.
I guess we y'all saying it don't matter going forward to the future, huh, Chris? It don't matter who's looked at as the best player on Boston.
I don't think it necessarily matters. No, I mean they're both going to benefit from it. So I mean, at the end of the day, if they both are top guys, right, and they're winning multiple championships, no one is going to care. They're both going to be highly regarded.
I guess.
Winning multiple championships as a duo beats, winning a couple of championships and having one better as a 1-2 punch. Like,
I just don't think I've ever seen this in my 20 years watching NBA basketball. I've never seen a guy who's looked at as a number two or even a 1B, to where it's like, man, even going back to that Warrior series a couple years ago, it was a lot of us saying, man, Jaylen Brown better than Tatum. And it's just like, man, I just never seen it before. It probably don't matter. And we probably need to stop thinking of it like that. They just guys, but they need to stop promoting Tatum like he the guy again. That's my thing, man.
You know what media gonna do? Media gonna say stuff that kind of we build people up to destroy them. They build up this, man, Tatum and Brown is a great duo. Just to somewhat they trying to tear them apart now. They just doing their job. It's the name of the game. They've been doing this since before we was born. That's just, I don't know. It's a weird way of journalism and being an analyst, but that's
I don't think it's weird because, like I said earlier, basketball is an individual sport, and we trying to figure out the pecking order. I just think this is a unique situation because it's like when we go, this is how I approach a season. I say this guy's 1, this guy 2, this guy all the way down, and I go off how the season plays out to see who in my perspective, who overachieved, who underachieved, who did what they were supposed to do, who didn't. And I just think it's weird with Jason Tatum because we just never seen a guy like this who's had as much success as he's had, who's had the individual struggles that he's had, while also simultaneously having a guy next to him that is kind of amplifying his struggles because at any given time he could play just as good, if not better than him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a weird situation just because we all watch the games and see, oh, he's the guy, but that dude over there that's next to him. And I just don't think we've ever seen anything like that. That's why I think the media is just so obsessed with it.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can look comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind, need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line, any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I would never quit.